Yes, I understand that every life must end. As we sit alone, I know someday we must go on. Yeah, I'm a lucky man to count on both hands the ones I love.
Here's a slide of how GPAI can be incorporated into aspects for net wall games. We have all of our tactical awareness going around how we read our opponents, covering, responding to our opponent's movements, reacting to a on-the-ball skill, and then recovering back to a base position where we are again ready to start the cycle over again with reading our decision-making, covering, adjusting, and as the cycle continues until a point is either won or lost. I am here with the ever good-looking Matthew Arnott, often confused with Dustin Shewfelt, and now we're talking about territory invasion games as they relate to GPAI and possession of the ball in offense or in defense. Matt, what are two striking differences you notice between when the team does have the ball and when the team does not have the ball?
Well, when you're on defense and you don't have the ball, you need to be able to read the play and make a decision on where the most dangerous threat is, and you need to respond to that decision. And you're going to cover or guard or mark the players appropriately, and then you need to recover to be able to attack again. And when you do have the ball, you need to send it to a player. You need to be able to support them. And then when you got to react, adjust to the defense and the players around you.
Here in this peer teaching unit, we have Dustin Shewfelt. Matt Arnott doing his peer teaching badminton unit using the TGfU principles we have learned so far over the semester. Some of the main importances that you can pick out are they're starting with using their hands to develop the motion to hit a badminton birdie, and then they're starting with just simple net play, hitting the bird back to or over the net the person they're standing with and partners. Both of these drills can be done at any age level and are great in terms of facilitating the proper movements that are required to play the sport of badminton. At the end of each team's or peers' 50-minute teaching presentation, we as a group would debrief them to let them know what they did well, what they need to work on, and key TGfU principles to focus on in terms of pairing and gameplay to get them ready for their big 3-day practicum at some of the local middle and high schools throughout the city of Victoria. In week 7, we wrote the midterm. In week 8, I wrote it again. Enough said. Week 8 consisted of, like I said, rewriting the midterm for this class, as well as the class going over the iWeb tutorial that Dr. Hopper had set up, in which we learned how to not only open and create websites, but as well to implement our own materials, put on our own lesson plans, and hyperlink different bits of information, all the useful stuff that we needed to make lesson plans and websites in the future for us as future teachers in an ever-growing information-based education system.
Is that Matt or Dustin in the red jacket?
I don't know, I could never tell. The two always look so alike in everything they've ever done.
Maybe the hat.
When I walk beside her, I am the better man. When I look to leave her, I always stagger back again. Once I built an ivory tower so I could worship from above. When I climbed down to be set free, she took me in again. There's a big hot sun beating on the big people in a big hot world. When she comes to greet me, she is mercy at my feet. Yeah, when I see her pin her charm, she just throws it back at me. Once I dug an early grave.
Week of TGfU, we did a tennis lesson in the field house at the University of Victoria. Here we're doing Basically a modified game of tennis in which you're not using any rackets or anything like that. You're just focusing on getting the movement. Here we're playing the castle game with a racket, aiming to get the up and down motion, moving your legs and everything behind you. Graduated into short court rallying, trying to facilitate the ball going back and forth over the net as many times as possible, getting as many contacts as possible, but not playing on a court that was too long that would have you either running around or playing uncontrollably and getting too many outs. From there, we went to work on a little bit more skill development, utilizing and learning how to do a backhand properly. Dr. Hopper took the focus on this, teaching us how to hold the racket in our hands as well as how to get a wrist action that facilitated the proper movements appropriate to performing a backhand. The second day, or the second hour of our TGfU tennis focused on a tournament play, going from short court play back and forth. And after 2 short hours of TGfU tennis, exaggerated, modified, and applied games, we arrived at our final product.